Top 10 shocking facts about Christopher Nolan's Oppenheimer movie, plus a bonus fact at the end of the video. Number 1. Did Oppenheimer poison his tutor's apple? In the movie, we witness a young Oppenheimer studying at Cambridge, injecting cyanide into his professor Patrick Blackett's apple. Allegedly, this act of fury followed a missed lecture by the famous physicist Niels Bohr. This scene has an incredible resemblance to the tragic fate of Alan Turing, who died from a cyanide-laced apple. However, Oppenheimer's grandson, Charles, insists that this incident is pure fiction. According to him, there is no historical record supporting such a claim, and even American Prometheus acknowledges the lack of evidence to verify it. Was Jean Tatlock murdered? She was under FBI surveillance due to her political beliefs and was struggling with depression. In the film, there's a scene where someone is seen pushing Jean's head underwater. This suggests a conspiracy theory that Jean might have been murdered because of her political views and her connection to the Manhattan Project. Could the Trinity test really have ended the world? Jean Tatlock's love for John Donne's poetry led Oppenheimer to name the bomb test Trinity, after one of Donne's verses. However, in the movie, General Rhodes, played by Matt Damon, expresses concern about the test's potential to annihilate the world. Oppenheimer's reassuring response, "Near zero," adds a touch of humor to the serious discussion.
Are we saying there's a chance that when we push that button, we destroy the world?
Chances are near zero.
Near zero.
What do you want for theory alone?
Zero would be nice.
I don't know if we can be trusted with such a weapon, but I know the Nazis can.
Nolan's commitment to authenticity shines through in Trinity, as he avoids using CGI. The director ensures the film feels genuinely intense and threatening, mirroring the real-world impact of the atomic bomb. Rest assured, no real atomic bomb was detonated on the set, debunking wild speculations and solidifying Nolan's dedication to cinematic artistry. Was Kyoto not bombed because a politician went on honeymoon there? While it's unclear if Secretary of War Henry Stimson actually honeymooned in Kyoto, historical records show that he visited the city several times during his time as a governor of the Philippines in the 1920s. He personally convinced President Truman not to bomb Kyoto, and Truman agreed. However, some believe the credit for saving Kyoto should go to London Warner, an archaeologist and art historian who inspired the character Indiana Jones. Did Oppenheimer and Einstein's final exchange happen? In the film, the meeting between Einstein and Oppenheimer at Princeton becomes a crucial moment, with Einstein expressing concern that the atomic bomb could have led to the destruction of the world.
The equation E is equal mc squared, in which energy is set equal to mass multiplied with the square of the velocity of light, showed that very small amount of mass may be converted into a very large amount of energy, and vice versa. The mass and energy were in fact equivalent, according to the formula mentioned above. This was demonstrated by Cochran and Walton in 1932 experimentally.
While they were not intimate friends, they held each other in high regard as colleagues. When Oppenheimer's security clearance was under threat, Einstein publicly praised him as a great human being and defended his character.
Based on this new phenomenon, it is conceivable, though much less certain, that an extremely powerful bomb of a new type may be constructed.
Did Oppenheimer follow a martini and cigarette diet? Cillian Muprhy's brilliant performance is enhanced by his weight loss, capturing Oppenheimer's intensely skinny appearance. The physicist himself weighed only 127 pounds, failing an Army medical evaluation due to being considered too underweight to become an officer. At the height of the Manhattan Project, his weight dropped to a mere 115 pounds. Oppenheimer's energy level remained high despite his diminishing weight, but he appeared to be slowly vanishing day by day.
Such a monumental undertaking, and he could only eat like an almond every day.
Did Kitty testify on behalf of her husband at the security hearings? Despite the film mostly focusing on male characters, Emily Blunt's presence as Kitty Oppenheimer shines in her domestic scenes, portraying her struggles with alcoholism and frustration as being sidelined by her husband's work. However, it's her magnificent scene towards the end that stands out, likely to earn Blunt an Oscar nomination. Kitty's standout moment comes during the security hearings, where she passionately defends her husband and criticizes the court's questionable practice. The scene draws from the real transcripts of the hearings, showcasing Kitty as a forthright and unflustered witness, confidently answering each question. Did Oppenheimer really learn Dutch in 6 weeks? In the film, there's a humorous scene where Oppenheimer is expected to give a lecture in English to a group of Dutch students, causing anticipation of widespread confusion among his colleagues. However, much to their surprise, Oppenheimer astounds everyone by delivering complex technical talk flawlessly in Dutch. While this may seem like an invention to showcase Oppenheimer's genius, it is entirely true.
Yeah, and you had to speak a little bit Dutch in the movie. I'm from the Netherlands.
Oh, God.
So I'm not going to judge about it,
Thank
but
you.
I want to ask you about who taught you Dutch?
Well, our DP, Hoyte van Hoyteman, he is Dutch, obviously, and he recorded it into his phone and sent it to me, and then I just slowed it down and then just broke it down, phonetically. Like 3 months, took me 3 months to get it right.
Okay.
Yeah.
But are you nervous?
Well, you're Dutch, so please don't judge me harshly.
Did President Truman call Oppenheimer a crybaby? In the film, President Truman meets Oppenheimer to congratulate him for his work on the Manhattan Project. However, the conversation takes a dramatic turn when Oppenheimer expresses remorse for his involvement in the project, suggesting that he bears the weight of guilt. Truman's sardonic response, waving a scarf at Oppenheimer and dismissing him as a crybaby, seems straightforward. But this confrontation is based on historical records. Biographer Monk attests that Truman indeed referred to Oppenheimer as a crybaby scientist to his aides and made it clear that he never wished to see him again. Did Christopher Nolan build an entire city from scratch? True to his style, director Christopher Nolan sought practical filming locations for Oppenheimer. Initially, Los Alamos, New Mexico, seemed like a suitable option, but the town's modernization didn't align with the film's period setting. Nolan wanted an epic location that would capture the essence of Oppenheimer's isolation. After scouting various areas in New Mexico, Utah, and Colorado, the team settled on Ghost Ranch in northern New Mexico. The 21,000-acre retreat offered a perfect plateau for building the town of Los Alamos, with stunning backdrops in every direction. Initially, the plan was to build everything, both interiors and exteriors, at Ghost Ranch. An elaborate recreation of Los Alamos was crafted. Budget constraints challenged the idea. The team needed to find a cost-effective solution that retained authenticity. The final decision was to shoot most exteriors at Ghost Ranch and most interiors at the real Los Alamos. This provided a practical yet genuine experience for the actors, like Cillian Muprhy and Emily Blunt. Those facts were mind-blowing, but wait, we're not done yet. Here's the cherry on top, our bonus fact. Despite the film's meticulous attention to detail in recreating the mid-20th century setting, an eagle-eyed fan noticed a possible inconsistency with the use of the American flags in a scene set in the 1945. The film depicts Oppenheimer's life using 3 timelines, including scenes from his work on the atomic bomb and security hearings. Whether an intentional choice or an oversight, it's fascinating to see how keen movie enthusiasts notice even the smallest detail. Oppenheimer remains a gripping exploration of historical events and the complex figure behind the creation of the atomic bomb. Let us know in the comments if you think this was intentional or not. See you next time.